All right, we're gonna jump into the hip. This is a disgusting area that gets super tight and has a lot of spots, especially that piriformis or that sciatic nerve in your hip. And I want to give you a few mobility exercises that is going to give you the benefit that you're looking for and relieving that pain and keeping it out of your life long term. Keep in mind, go at these exercises with a small amount of effort and see how your body responds over the next couple of days. So short time, short pressure, be very minimal with it. Don't try to fix a problem you've had for 5 years in 5 minutes because it'll backfire on you. So get in there, message me if you have any questions at all, and looking forward to seeing the results that you get out of this hip and piriformis release. The foam roller is such a key component, and I want you to sit on the foam roller, bracing your hands behind you, getting into a position to get your ankle over your knee and rolling back and forth. And as you're upright, you're getting closer to the middle of your hip. Now, as you lean into that, you're getting around that piriformis, and then we can take it further by going further down on the ground and getting the outside of the hip. This is going to cover the glute and also be an IT band release. So take it slow and hunt through this area. To take it up a little further, you can bring your knee up into your chest as you find spots that are, as we'd say, barking at you. But just take it slow moving through this movement. This takes the previous foam roller exercise to a whole nother level, as using a lacrosse ball is very acute. Placing the lacrosse ball behind your hip, and then you're hunting around on one side or the other until you find that spot. Then you're going to brace the opposite leg and then mobilize, bringing your knee up into your chest, very slowly putting minimal pressure into the ball until you're used to doing this movement. It's going to move around a lot of trigger points, release knots, and it's something to really use all over your glute, not just for the piriformis. And sliding back and forth against that ball and finding those spots that are a little dirty, and then bracing with the opposite leg, mobilizing the knee. This stretch you can use throughout the day in the seated position, crossing that ankle over your knee and leaning forward into it, pushing with your hand, and then you could move to your elbow. The key with this is keeping your back straight through it. Don't sacrifice rounding your back out, and spending a couple minutes and letting it sit before you switch sides. Again, starting with your hand, and then if you can, gradually moving into the forearm, leading chest. The couch stretch, one of my absolute favorites that you should perform every night for 2 to 4 minutes on each side. So this is the optimal position that's going to help the front of your hip, and it's going to release a lot of lower back tension as that piriformis muscle goes from your thigh over your hip and pulls on your lower back. Squaring your hips up by putting both hands on your front knee. And then getting into this position, you want to be sure that you're taking it slow, that you are on all fours, placing your foot up, slowly stepping the opposite foot up, and if you're able to sit up from there. Nerve flossing. So this is super effective. Set up with a band, strap, or towel around the bottom of your foot. Get into this L position on your back and have the towel or strap around the bottom of your foot closer to your heel so you can pump your foot as you're seeing here. Keeping the knees straight is a key component, so only pull your leg back as far as you can, keeping your knees straight. We don't want to have too much pain here, but pumping that foot is going to allow the nerve to flow through the canal it's in. So going center to the outside, then across your body, keeping your shoulders on the ground. This stretch is called the gravity drop, where you're bracing yourself comfortably and allowing just this dorsiflexion, letting all of your gravity drop into your heel. So you're going to see it's important to set those hips back and allow the weight to just hang into your heel where your heels are not touching the ground and you're comfortable.